Hi, my name's Jeff, and in this video I'm going to be painting our garage floor using Valspar paint. It's a 1970s home, and over the years it's taken a lot of abuse. But I'm going to do my best to clean it as best I can and then use the paint to cover it. Forgive the first minute of this video. It's a little bit choppy until I figured out the camera. But other than that, I think by the end you'll get a good idea of what it takes to paint the floor, and if it's something that you want to do by yourself, and also the cost of it all. Thanks for watching. Let's get into the video. I just wanted to give an overview of what the garage floor looks like. This house is about 50 years old, and there's a bunch of stains of paint. Looks like some mold right there. And here's a big old glob of paint there that I was trying to get rid of paint and put it on some cardboard, let it dry up, but it spilt and I've got it all over the place. So I'm going to try to use that hot water, just put it on there and then scrape it up. I'm going to try to pour this hot water on this big glob of paint here and see if I can get it up that way. Well, I'm going to continue treating the rest of this floor, and if I come up with anything, I'll report it, but right now I'm just going to use hot water and try to scrape it up, just the spots of paint and the drywall mud. Okay, I think the rest of my video has been trash. My camera was on slow-mo, and also the battery kept dying, but it's okay because I can catch you up to snuff real quick. I can tell you where I'm at right now, and I feel pretty confident where I'm at. So what I recommend so far is getting this muriatic acid. I got this at PPG paint store. I don't know if you can find this at other hardware stores. I'm sure you can, but this stuff, I still probably have about a quarter left of it, and it's worked really well of etching this concrete and making it dry and ready for paint. What I did is I mixed 1 cup of that muriatic acid with 10 cups of water in a plastic watering can. You don't want to use a metal one because it'll react to the metal, so make sure to use plastic. I ended up doing the whole floor in this, and then I would pour it on, let it sit for a few minutes, and then I would take my bristled brush here and just scrubbed it for a while, and then took the hose and hosed it off. And I did about a 10 by 10 section, and then I'd move on to the next part. And then I talked to somebody who's done this before, used to do it a lot, and he said that I can use epoxy after the fact. So I'm happy about that because I do think I want to maybe try that eventually, but I don't really want to spend the money for that, and I kind of want to do a cheap and easy fix and just to dress it up a little bit. So what I went with was this Valspar paint. You can get that at Lowe's, and I am not going to use the primer because after talking to him and reading some reviews online, it says that the paint does not stick to the concrete as well as when you do just paint straight to the concrete. This floor looked terrible before. I had big old splots of paint right here and right here, but that got it all pretty much out. There's still some rust spots, but I really think, I'm hoping that this paint is going to cover it pretty well. So the other thing that I have is this spot right here where there's some chunks out of the floor. I think I'm going to try to use that caulking too, to try to fill that in a little bit. There's some oil spot right there that's still kind of showing up, but not too bad. Some rust. This floor was in pretty bad shape. There was junk everywhere. There was a big stain back here. So I'll show you afterwards and see how well this covers. Like I said, I'm not too concerned with this. I think it's going to look way better than what it is already, and I don't want to spend too much more time or money on it. But first, I'm going to caulk all along there. I'm going to caulk that crack, and I'm going to try to caulk this little spot on the floor. And then that's supposed to wait 2 hours before I can paint. So hopefully around 6:30 or so tonight I'll be able to paint this. and then I gotta wait 24 hours to put one more coat on. Okay, so I finished up painting that wall, and also I had caulked everything that I mentioned in the last video. So all along the sides there, all around, and then this crack here too that you can kind of see goes right across there. I used that caulking to kind of fill it, and then just took a putty knife and scraped right across the top of it, got the excess off. And then also right over here, I filled in all those holes there with caulking too. But yeah, there's still a lot of stains. A lot of stains here. And there's one little wet spot, but that is the last spot I'm going to be getting to in the garage. I'm going to start by edging all this all around there, all around both sides, and then I can pour it in there and roll the rest of it. But before I do that, I'm going to use the shop vac, and I'm going to do one last vacuum. And then also, when I get done with that and I start painting, I think I'm going to put a little heater out here on this step. It's supposed to get like 45 degrees tonight, and that paint's supposed to be used between 50 and 90, I think is the best temp. So it's right on the edge. I'm a little nervous, but it's just going to get nothing but colder from here on out, and I'm ready to get this project over with. So So I gotta say, so far I am really pleased with this product. It's really covering well, but I know it's way too early to get excited. This has gone by really fast, and I'm almost ready to start rolling. I'm real happy with it. I did it. I mean, it covered really well. You can see the crack there a little bit still, but I'm not concerned with that at all. It just looks really clean and really fresh. The only thing I'm upset about is my roller here at the end. It kept gumming up on me, and you can see all that. This was my last path on the way out of the garage right here, and it just kept gumming up and I don't know if it was because of it was a little bit wet. Whoops, sorry. It was a little bit wet right there, and I don't know if it was because of that or what, but yeah, anyway, it just kept coming up there on that last stroke. But I'm hoping the second coat I'm going to put on tonight that will cover it. I'm going to paint this a little bit right here right now, and then I'm going to crack the door. I didn't want to do it last night because I didn't want to let all the cold air in, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you the final covering. But all in all, I can't be too picky. I am very happy with the way this looks so far. It looks really good, and it's covered all the nasty oil and rust spots. So well, it's not as windy today, but it's still windy enough, and I hope not too many leaves and stuff, garbage is going to blow in there, but I don't really have any other options right now, so it's going pretty good. I'm just going to finish painting this strip, and we'll put another coat on tonight. Just real quick, I wanted to add, the way I'm preserving my brush is I'm just keeping a little bit of the paint on there and kind of keeping it a little saturated, and then I just use this is a Target sack, but any sack, wrap it up in that, and then it'll keep for a few days. So that way I don't have to clean it, I don't have to mess with any of that, and I'll just store it on the shelf and I'll use it tonight. Okay, this is it, final coat. I'm going to edge around the edge of the garage. I'm not going to do the side wall of the garage, just the floor. I'm going to edge it real quick, and then put a coat of paint down with the roller, and this should be it. Okay, got all the edging done. Now I'm just going to roll it. That probably took me about 10 to 15 minutes. So I just slapped it on real quick. And so hopefully the rolling goes faster tonight. The last night I had the roller, it wouldn't put much on it, so it took me a really long time to roll it. So hopefully tonight goes better. I just went and got another roller. Tonight's going a lot faster. I think also the second coat helps, but that new roller helps a lot too. And I just got, they call it the best roller. It's from Walmart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. There's nothing much else to show here. At the very end, I will show you the last finished product. Okay, the final results here. Been just about 48 hours since the last coat of paint went on, and I'm very, very happy. Again, that step is, I'm going to cover it with some wood and build a bigger step there because it's a very small step. But it all covered pretty well. I would say maybe I could have done 2 coats on that top part there. But I can always touch it up later too with the paintbrush. But as far as all the rust spots, all the oil spots, the mold, it really covered it well. You can still see something like the crack there a little bit. I don't know if you can, let's see here, there we are. But it's not bad. If all in all, I gotta say it feels a lot cleaner. I'd say that's one thing I would recommend, is caulk these corners where the garage comes down. It really helps finish it off, makes it look nice. I think that's a step that's worth taking. But other than that, all I have left is to bring the stuff back in the garage. Just wanted to get my tool bench on camera real quick. I put it on casters, so it's really handy when I want to move it around or move it out of the way. These casters I got off eBay for about $15 for all 4 of them. If you go to the hardware store, they're a lot more expensive. But I can wheel that anywhere I want to get into in the garage, and I can reach up in the ceiling anytime I need to do anything on the ceiling. It's really handy. I can put the locks on it or leave it free floating, which normally I leave it free floating. It really doesn't move that much, but if you needed to, you can lock it. It's just really handy. So it's just a good design if you need an idea for how to make a tool bench. I also use these 4x4s for the posts, and then I just put the casters on there on the bottom, and then I left a little bit of overhang on this side so I can put like a shop vac or whatever. But actually I was thinking if it would have been nice to leave an overhang on each side, so you can maybe leave a trash can or whatever, but it's nice to have stuff that you can leave on either side of it. But this isn't a bad design either. It's really handy I can pull this really easily, and I can put it back here in the middle of the garage if I'm working on something, or I can take it out there in the driveway if I'm cutting something or I don't want to get sawdust in the garage. So anyway, that's just an idea.